I want to say thanks to the Chamber in particular for allowing us to use their facilities today, and for the work that they have done over the course of the years with us. Managing economic development projects has been a great privilege to work with them, and Texas has become the best state in the nation when you think about creating a competitive environment. And the reason that we created more jobs than any other state in the nation last month was because there were chambers like Fort Worth and the surrounding area working together with these companies that are looking to either expand or relocate, and the state on these projects. Eric, you know, it was just about 2 years ago that we were, there was a lot of concern. We were on the brink of a very challenging legislative session, and like any business owner or family anywhere in Texas, in tougher times, we had to make some really difficult choices. And the choices we made helped stabilize our economy. They kept businesses hiring in the Lone Star State when other states were shedding jobs. As a result, we are the envy of the nation. I mean, I probably couldn't get the other 49 governors to stand up and say they'd want to be Texas. But I can assure you that they would stand up and say that they'd love to have the economy that the state of Texas has today. As a matter of fact, last Friday, I believe it was, Rick Scott from Florida and Scott Walker from Wisconsin were out at the Cowboy Stadium, and they both basically said that the Texas economy was one that they both admired and that they followed, and the principles that were put in place here they were trying to duplicate in their home states. You know, our unemployment rate remains well below the national average. I think 67 months now we've been below the national average. And the interesting thing for me is we're keeping that unemployment rate even though it's no secret that there are jobs to be had in the state of Texas. People are moving from other states here at record numbers in search of those jobs. So our economic success has also meant that our sales tax collections are up, posting gains over the past 2 years. It's important, however, that we don't interpret those higher tax collections as a license to just go spend willy-nilly. It's actually an opportunity for us to make some decisions, to put policies in place that will make our budget even more sound. You know, even if the money being collected, I tell people we have to be very respectful of that money, as careful as we've ever been with those tax dollars. We have to remember there is no such thing as extra money when it's coming out of the pockets of taxpayers. That's why earlier this year I laid out this Texas Budget Compact, 5 effective principles that will lead to an even stronger Texas in the years to come. Short version is, you know, practice truth in spending, or truth in budgeting, actually. Support a strict constitutional limit on spending. Oppose any new taxes or any tax increases. Preserve a strong rainy day fund, and cut to wasteful and redundant programs and agencies. Today I wanted to specifically focus on the need for truth in budgeting. Make our budgeting process more honest, make it more transparent. Simply put, that means requiring the legislature and all state agencies to present the public with an accurate accounting of the money that's coming in and the money that's going out. Now, this is not unlike the process that each one of you have in either your own business or in your personal life. You make the payments you owe, and you make them on time. truth in budgeting means just that. It also means making some tough decisions, not writing IOUs to the next session of the legislature. And the techniques that I'm talking about there are, I'm pretty sure, as old as government. They've been in practice for lots of years, not just in Texas, but throughout the country. But that doesn't mean that it's a good way to do business. Now, largely because of our economic vigor, Texas is presented with an opportunity to, if you will, set the reset button, to rewrite our budget without these deferrals and without any manner of accounting maneuvers that can make a budget look better than it is. And this will produce a more accurate budget, both for the state and for individual agencies. And I think it will more closely align to our vision and our values that we talk about. Fees collected for a specific purpose should be used only for that specific purpose, and if they're not, that fee should be removed from the books. That's not just a good principle, that's common sense. We can't afford to rest on our laurels. I can assure you, Rick Scott in Florida and Scott Walker in Wisconsin and Bobby Jindal over in Louisiana, Mary Fallon in Oklahoma, and Susana Martinez in New Mexico, they're looking at these as well. They're looking at ways to make their states more competitive. So we're approaching this 2013 legislative session, I think, with a very clear choice in the direction that we can put the state on for years to come, particularly when you think about that constitutional amendment that will put a spending cap on the rate of spending that can occur, tie it to inflation and population growth. That is a good principle to put into our Constitution for generations to come, to make sure that government is not spending more money than it needs to be. So it's imperative that we remain committed to these conservative values that have brought us to where we are today. I mean, the fact is, we find ourselves at a unique place, and it's been because over the last decade in particular, individuals like Bill Zedler, Mark Shelton, have worked together with their colleagues to put these principles in place that are now paying great dividends for the state of Texas. So I want to ask one of those individuals to say just a few words. And Dr.